But we need to have a sense of what happened in those sections. And the title today of the message is Amazed by Transformation. Okay, amazed by transformation. And Zacchaeus undergoes a transformation. But first we got to look at somebody who didn't undergo a transformation. Because that's the contrast. And Luke, and in fact Jesus as well, actually sets up this contrast. So in this section that we're skipping over from chapter 12 all the way up through 18, what Jesus is doing, it's almost all teaching from Jesus. There's only one or two stories in that whole section. And what Jesus is teaching on in that section, it begins, if you were here last week, you remember he blew up a dinner party, right? Whose dinner party was it that Jesus blew up last week? The Pharisees, right? So religious leaders, famous, well-known people, respected people. They invited him to their house because now Jesus was famous too. And Jesus knew they were being fake, and he just demolishes their dinner party. He launches into a sermon in the middle of their dinner party and says they're all cursed. Yeah, I don't know if you want to invite Jesus to dinner, actually. It depends on what you want your dinner party to be like. So in between that, he goes out, and that was the teaching we looked at last week in chapter 12. He goes out and he begins teaching the crowds right in front of the Pharisees' house, with the Pharisees yelling at him from the side. And in that section of teaching, again and again and again, he's got this idea that relationship, okay, and we say this all the time, but we've got to find a way for it to hit home for us today. Relationship with other people and with God is the thing that really matters. It's the thing that really transforms human life. It's not following the rules or being super competent at what you do. Now, is it important to have skills? What do you think? In your job, most of you work, is it important to be at least basically competent at what you do? Yes. But Jesus' big point is that kind of education, that's never the thing that's going to fix the world. There is something much deeper and much more important, and that thing is your actual relationship to God and to the other people around you. It's an invisible thing, but it is the most important thing. And without it, nothing else works, not even amazing skills or following all the rules.